What's up guys, Hunter from Black Valve Media here today. We're going to be unboxing the Ninja V. We've had some Ninja Atomos products for a while. We've had the Ninja 2 and we've loved it, and the screen on it wasn't that great, so we're really excited to see the improvements of the 5. It's definitely a really awesome piece of equipment that we're excited to integrate into our workflow. So we purchased this Ninja 5 on eBay with a deal with an A7 III. It was a bundle deal for $2,500, which I thought was a decent deal for a couple $100 off the retail price of both of them together. So we know those are going to pair well together, and we have C100s, and it'll also pair really well with that. And it's just another good 5-inch display. I mean, really, for the price point of this product, the display itself, I think, is going to be worth, what it is. And having up to 4K 60 over HDMI with this device kind of future-proofs it for a little while, at least for us. I mean, we shoot on C100s, and we just got the A7 III to integrate into our workflow, and I think it's going to last for a while for us. All right, let's get this thing open. Great box design. There's a little tab here. It's like a nylon like tab. You pull that and it's a magnet. That's pretty nice. That's like kind of not what I expected. This is our second Atomos product. Well, third if you're getting technical, but we had a Ninja 2 that we bought in 2015, and I was like, let's just get it used, And it was no big deal. I'm all for buying used gear, especially if you can trust, like if it comes from like a camera store or refurbished, something authorized, it's a little better. So when we received the product, it came with batteries, and actually, you know what, I'm gonna pull it out right now just so we can take a look. It came in this case, which is super nice. I mean, we broke this, but it's still clipped. So we had the Ninja 2, came in this case, and it came with these batteries. So first day I pulled it out, I'm like really excited. I'm like, sweet, we got a Ninja 2. We can finally record longer than 29 minutes with our 5D3, which for sit-down interviews was killing us that we had to stop because you just randomly stop, like, hey, sorry, we got to re-roll the camera. So I put the drive into it, I turned it on, and the Atomos logo showed up, and then I turned it off because I was like, well, I don't really have time to play with it right now. So I just turned it right back off, and I put it back in, and the next time I pulled it out, it was a firmware update error because the firmware was on the drive that was shipped, which was not cool because then it interrupted a firmware update, and it was basically bricked at that point. So we had to send it back to Atomos, and that was like a decent experience. I can't remember what happened. I think it was kind of a pain, but they were gonna charge us like $500 to fix it, which I was like, I think we paid $400 for this kit. This was the original one actually, and this one actually since broke. It got hit by someone else who was using it. Someone was borrowing it from us and brought it back, and the screen was totally toast. So I just bought a replacement, just the body with no accessories, for like $100 or something like that, and I was like happy with that. But the screen on the Ninja 2 is well overdue. The highlights are just totally blown on it. It's like you kind of knew you had to get exposure once all the whites were just clipped visually. There was a histogram, there was some cool tools, but nothing like this new interface is going to be. So yeah, it's got this. It says download latest Atom OS. Register for 3-year warranty. That's pretty cool. It's got the drive bay. It's got a Sony F-mount battery, and we have all F-mount to D-tap accessories that we'll use to power through E-mount batteries. And then it's got this tiny little port in here that they're saying will allow for upgradable opportunities, and there's 2 that have been released. One of them is for Ethernet. I've heard there is a timecode option through Bluetooth. Not sure what the protocol is on that or how it's going to connect or what Bluetooth network that's going to work with, but excited to see. I'd love to see SDI through that. That'd be really cool. Or like, a BNC 4 timecode. That'd be really cool too. That would help us out for doing timecode workflows or possibly putting this on something that would be SDI. So let's see, we got some literature here. Welcome to the Atomos family. I feel welcomed. That's just really nice. What else is in here? You got all your different countries and stuff. This is us. That's us right there. This goes for this little guy. This is new. That's a locking DC. To my knowledge, it's new. They might have had it on something else, but it's the first time I've seen it. So that's cool. That can go right in there. I wonder, we have some DC barrels. I wonder if we can go right into this with a DC barrel. Obviously not a locking barrel, but if it fits, it ships, you know? So that's cool. That pops right onto here. Kind of, you know, one thing they got rid of, which they had in the old one, is a dual system. They had dual system before, which, I mean, I generally put my dummy battery here and then a battery here for just like a backup. Like if I'm changing my V mount, I could leave this on. I wouldn't have to wait for it to boot, or you know, whatever. If you got in a pinch and you need to run on only batteries, you don't have to mess around with, you know, unplugging this and putting a battery on it. So like, not necessarily a downgrade because we're just always operating off of V mounts anyway. We wouldn't have a problem, I don't think. But you know, that's like one less feature, but it's a much larger screen. I'm assuming a much better screen from what I've read and seen. So you've still got HDMI in. This is HDMI 2, so you can do 4K 60. And then your mic lines. These were under here before. Now they are on the other side with a remote. I'm assuming for remote triggering for recording. That's cool. So it's nice that you know, I was told that, you know, it's the same style drive, so you could use your old ones, but maybe I'm just too many versions behind. This caddy right here has got 2 channels, and mine has 1 channel. So my original caddies are not going to work without a little customization, but it's all right. Got the one here that'll work. Just toss an SSD in this, and they have the Atom X drives as well, which is their kind of proprietary SSDs that will flushly sit here. I mean, I don't think I'm too worried about that. I'm almost into that. Like, you know, you put your HDMI into here, it's gonna kind of protect you from, I don't know, like a situation where you might swing by and crack your cable off. So that's kind of actually a cool thing. But I saw for this that I think I'm gonna get is I think it's Vocus has the product. I'm sure tons of people have it, but there's some cages for these which are nice. You can get like a top plate that has more options as far as mounting and a little bit of protection. It's not really a full cage for it, but you know, there's some I think there's an HDMI locking mechanism that screws into these 2 holes and creates a bracket here for your HDMI. So when you put them in, you can clamp them down, and they're not coming out real easy. Which is kind of the biggest downfall of HDMI, you know, as opposed to SDI, is an SDI is a locking connection. If there's a little tug on it, it's not coming out right away. As far as with a HDMI, a little tug could pull it out or not have it seated fully, and then you lose signal. And those are the kind of things that you don't want to run into in the middle of a shoot. I'm gonna do the old, here we go. Ready? Ooh, that's nice. Thanks for watching. This unboxing was fun. I'm excited. We're gonna do one of the A7 III, so keep an eye out for that, and then keep an eye out for the full review of the A7 III with the Ninja V, with some actual footage to show you guys to see kind of how that workflow goes together.